93 Network.
Welcome once again. You're on mute. You try to say something, dog. But welcome once again to the Fourcast. We review movies, films, documentaries a completely different way, 4 different perspectives. Coming at you tonight with a great one. Jamie Foxx is back outside, so we had to do. They cloned Tyrone, and shout out to A-Trap for the suggestion. And we are definitely. I'll say this real quick before we go around the room. I don't know if I've been as excited to review something in a while. So this is gonna be a good one tonight. Doc, how you doing tonight?
You may want to skip me. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
I can hear you. Yeah.
I'm live. I'm not lagging or anything like that. Because literally, and when I say literally, the intro just got through playing in my ear. Just got through playing before you went.
Oh no!
Nah, you're fine right now. I don't know. Don't move.
What?
Don't move.
So what? I don't want to talk about it. Go to somebody else.
Wilkes.
I'm good. Doing all right. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one, man. There's a lot of nuggets and some deep thinking situations in this. But comedy wise, I mean, I'm gonna already say it. I'm gonna put it up there with the one that we watched that had Jonathan Majors, the Western.
Oh, The Harder They Fall.
Harder They Fall. I said it. Because I can only imagine what craziness went on that set.
On that set. Yeah, and you know, this was classic Jamie Foxx. You got Jamie Foxx from the Jamie Foxx Show.
Right.
He had a little bit of Ray. It was
playing those characters. I mean,
This was good.
I don't know how people keep a straight face around that dude.
Yeah, the person I really want to hear from as we kind of go around, kind of slash initial thoughts. H-Rap B thoughts.
Yeah, because
how you doing tonight?
He chose this. He don't like Jamie Foxx.
See, man,
you don't like Bill Williams?
No. What you about to say?
I just don't think Jamie Foxx is a great actor. I never said I didn't like it. It's the hottest movie in America right now.
So if Bill Williamson is in it,
if Fred Williamson was in it, and it's the hottest movie in the world, you gotta review it.
I guess so.
It ain't about what I like; it's about what the people like.
Well, we don't want you to be tortured. We don't want you to have to sit through it now.
Nah, I mean, again, I just don't think Jamie Foxx is what is the. He's horrible as an actor. I mean it is, man.
We don't want you over there with stomach pains trying to watch it, man.
Oh, no. I mean, I don't hate Jamie Foxx. I mean, he ain't Bokeem Woodbine. He ain't Fred Williamson.
The guy that nobody knows his name.
Yeah.
The man that's in every film in the 90s. Bokeem Woodbine, man, was on everything.
Everything.
Yeah, from a cop to a bum to a basketball player to
you learned that early from Samuel Jackson.
Hey, take them roles they get you in.
And Bokeem, I ain't now.
You're not elevated. I give you that.
He stepped his game up. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So initial thoughts, H-Rap.
I thought it was a great movie. It was suspense. It was comedy, a little drama, a little conspiracy. Thriller in it. Great movie.
Yeah. All right, I'm coming back to you, Doc. Initial thoughts.
No, don't, because I'm texting a private message to you right now saying I'm going to try to reboot because I don't like what's happening right now.
All right, you good. We'll bring you back. All right, Wilkes, you want to comment anything else?
You know, yeah, when I was watching this, it was just one of those things where I kept hearing the old people that I grew up around, that I love dearly and appreciated. I just kept hearing, man, what they put in that water down there at the plant, you know, because it was something that I always heard. My grandfather said it, my neighbors said it, my church members said it. You know, it was just it was a running joke, but still it was a running joke, but there was a little serious, you know, there was a little seriousness to it. You know, it's like what they put in that now.
What they doing? Even they used to say, "Hey man, the chicken don't taste like it used to."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I still say that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, but well, let's get serious. You got foods now that are making people obese at a very rapid rate.
Yeah, that are not real.
I mean, if they're, I mean, we're gonna be real about it. I mean, you got things being injected with different chemicals and preservatives and all this and colorings and yeah. I mean, like I said, this movie is it's comedy, but there is some seriousness. There are some undertones.
Yeah, there's a lot of seriousness to it. Let me give some shout outs here. Benita A. Whitfield, the artist formerly and currently known as, when that single dropping, we'll play the music video live on the show. You know, whenever
we're ready. Come on,
we're ready for you. Got a time slot and everything.
Anthony.
What's up, Docs? He said, "What's up, fellas? Fourcast crew and Brian.
Anthony, how's it going?
How you doing, Miss Jones? Misty's. He says, so many black people I know didn't like it. I loved it. Yeah. I mean, this had a lot of vibes to it, man. And the music from the jump with the intro, like punch you in the mouth, like you about to have some Bootsy Collins slash like hip hop, soul, Motown. It had like
they were gonna have to come with it. Yeah, they were gonna have to come with it.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, I was excited, and I really wanted to more so support this movie for Jamie. This is the latest movie he's come out with, and with all of the writers' strike and everything going on. I was excited to see this. I was gonna watch it regardless, but I'm glad we're reviewing it because it is the #1 movie right now on Netflix. So this is no time better than the present when it comes to movies like this. And this also encourages you out there watching to watch it. So let me read the description. A series of eerie events thrust an unlikely trio onto the trail of a nefarious government conspiracy. So we have Jamie Foxx, aka Slick Charles. Ain't no better pimp name than that.
Right.
Slick Charles.
Yeah.
And then we have John Boyega as Fontaine. And then we have Tiana Parrish as Yo-Yo.
I didn't recognize her. I didn't look her up, but I didn't recognize her.
Yeah, she was the prostitute. She's been in quite a few movies.
She's been in a few movies? Okay.
I think she's even been in some maybe that we've reviewed.
Sex worker.
Excuse me.
And
thank
you,
thank you for that. And she's in the Marvel. She was in WandaVision.
Oh, is that her?
That's
I didn't even recognize it. It didn't look like the same.
Yeah, she was a little thicker in WandaVision. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
but thickness is not bad, folks. All right, let me get to another comment. The movie was great. Unfortunately, the depth of the message will confuse some.
Absolutely, it will.
Maybe,
that's why people. But I think that's why people didn't like it, because when people watch it, they're watching it for Jamie Foxx. They're watching it for I want to feel like Jamie Foxx show. I want to feel like laugh. I want to feel like in Living Color. They're not watching it to catch that seriousness, that undertone,
the nuances.
Yeah.
But I think films need that now. I mean, we have laughed enough. All right. Yeah. If we can have a little bit of some laughter and some realness to it, right. I mean, I don't think that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I think that's what comedy originally was. I think that's why I was saying a few months ago, or maybe a month ago, but it was just like and H-Rap has said this before, the comedian world has been watered down so much that's when you went to the comedy hour on Fridays and Saturdays, because they were saying things that you weren't saying on your job. They were talking about the news article. They were talking about people in Washington. They were talking about your grandmother. They were talking about the minister. You know, they everybody got it, just like Family Guy. Everybody gets it.
Man, Family Guy just mows everybody down. They don't care who you are, what you believe in.
Yeah.
They will roast. Family Guy does not play elderly, young people.
George Carlin, he's the same way. Everybody's getting it. Everybody's getting
it. They do not care. And this is Gary Freeman. Thank you for tuning in. That's from his comment right here. Shout out to my parents. Thank you guys for tuning in. He said, "What's up, family? I love the movie, the humor, and the metaphor of the white man controlling the black community."
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Real is real. Shout out to Big Mo. Thank you for tuning in. My brother, you're not ready yet? Oh, we can hear you, though.
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, you good.
The only thing
I'm still as pretty as I was.
Only in America.
Pick up your phone. I'm on the request thing.
Okay, so you was gonna say something being about audio?
Yeah, no, I was to say if it end up being too bad, you can just try your phone for tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, you seem good. So go ahead.
Okay.
Initial thoughts.
Okay. I'm like Wilkes. I mean, Wilkes came out and said I loved it. It was the second best since The Harder They Fall. I loved it. You know, I was biting my tongue about the Jamie Foxx situation, because if you think about the chuckle moments throughout the thing, he had 50% of them minimum, and that may be a conservative guess. And so what I think he did well this time, I didn't think he tried to overact. I thought a lot of his lines were so subtle that that's what made him funny, because he was like saying them in a trail off voice to where you really had to be paying attention to even hear what he said. You know? So that's why I think, you know, I'm not going to say he's the greatest actor of all time by any stretch of the imagination, other than Ray.
Yeah. I concur.
So he won an award in Ray.
They couldn't find another person. Yeah, I don't think they could find another person.
Nah, I don't know if anybody could have did that.
Yeah.
With the acting and the music part. Yeah. All right. So what'd you say?
Maybe Stevie Wonder. He can be his blind double.
Yeah. Y'all wrong.
Oh my gosh. Hotter than July, baby.
All right, so I talked about the music. The intro I felt like was perfect. It kind of set the scene for the whole movie. I was definitely, like I said, I was feeling the music from the beginning to end. And dog, I think you weren't on, but it was like a mixture of like Bootsy, you know, Childish Gambino, his album "Awaken My Love." If y'all have not heard that album, it sounds nothing like the Childish Gambino you think it is. That was that type of music. Thundercat, Motown. I mean, it was music wise. It was crazy.
Yeah, and it was super varied as well. I mean, you had people on the soundtrack. You had Al B. Sure, Michael Jackson, Alicia Myers, old school Alicia Myers, Diana Ross, old school. You had Gangsta Boo, Where Them Dollars At? Where Them Dollars At? You had PJ on there, and of course you had Erykah Badu as well. So the music and the soundtrack was so wide and vast that it was a statement of its own, you know.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Holy Smokes is in the building. Thank you for tuning in.
Oh, that's fam right there, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's your crew right
that's
there.
That's fam with the barbecue. What's up, homeboy?
Big Mo says, dope movie. John Boyega crushed it. He did, man. This dude's range. Yeah, we gotta have to start putting him in a conversation.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Absolutely.
You go from Star Wars. He may be in some Marvel. He may be in something Marvel or DC possibly, and doing movies like this. And he did Breaking.
Right.
That was a hard role to do. That wasn't easy. So talk about, of
course, Woman King. I mean,
right. Exactly. Talk about John Boyega, A-Trap, for a minute.
No, I'm just saying, I hope he be in Marvel, because DC Comics, where they draws on the outside of their costume.
They reset the button every time. Nah, we don't like that.
Yeah, let's make another Batman again. No, no, we get that. We know what the storyline is. Stop making Batmans. Make a Joker 2, which they are working on.
But you
got to do that.
They can't help it, man.
Thank you, Anna, for tuning in. This looks like a good and interesting film. It is. I 100% say watch it. Been following him since Attack the Block. I haven't heard of that one.
Dope movie.
Dope movie. John Boyega was one of his first films. There was a lot of stuff that I peeped throughout this movie. And A-Trap, did you peep the Got Drinks, the name of the store?
Yeah. I mean, this was a dramatic version of my main man's movie. What's his name? Blake. What's his name? Damn, can't think of his name. I could see his face. He's a karate dude. He be in all the Tyler Perry joints. Married to Tasha. Like Dynamite. It's like this is like a serious version of Black Dynamite.
Michael J. White.
Michael J. White. Yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot of similarities with Black Dynamite, but from a more serious perspective. Yeah. I truly enjoyed it.
Yeah, Big Mostly was rumored to replace Jonathan Majors in Ant-Man. He could do it.
I was thinking that when y'all said he's going to be in Marvel, that's exactly what I say. So he's going to replace Jonathan Majors.
Yeah,
he can definitely do it.
But immediately when Jamie Foxx comes on the scene, aka Slick Charles, and he says, "Who drank all the orange juice?" I was like, "Yeah, we about to get classic Jamie." Right. And that was a funny line. And you know, for him to play, this was the perfect role for him. I don't think he could have played the John Boyega role. I think this role as the pimp was the perfect role for him. Anybody disagree?
Not at all.
Not at all. It's in his wheelhouse. And honestly, when I seen stuff like that, I immediately was thinking South Dallas, family members. I mean, yeah, Jamie was pulling. He was definitely pulling, and just you know, to play his ball, so stuff like that. Yeah, that was perfect. It was, and I like that he kind of took a back seat because it wasn't really him. Right. So it wasn't his thing. It was like, I'll let you shine.
Yeah, agreed.
I like that.
Yeah, and Boyega got really. It was his film. I mean, we'll talk about it as we go along, but obviously that's the one that they cloned. So this is who it was kind of zoned in on. But the storyline was great. So Fontaine is Boyega's character.
Thortain. For short.
Yeah. So he's he ends up waking up in the morning and he's kind of walking around and he's going through this routine, which as the movie goes along, it's almost like a Groundhog's Day. He did everything every day. But the part that was different was the old man who was really telling him what was going on, but he wasn't really hearing it. He just thought he was some crazy old dude. He was giving him clues throughout the whole way, which I felt like that was a dope aspect of the movie.
That was one of my early notes as well, is that I said, I'm like, what is this? Is this some sort of Black Groundhog's Day? Was my initial, because the first two cycles they went through to where he was waking up again, and I wasn't sure if they were going to go through with the third one, but I figured they ended up just doing two cycles that were identical to paint a picture for us, Now, I was off when I heard Freeman say that the message of this may be so deep that some will miss it. Let me just say this. If they consider this that deep, I thought it was pretty surface to where it was obvious what the message was. I thought it was in your face. If you missed this, you need to, you got your GED and not your full high school diploma. Maybe you went to soccer somewhere, but it wasn't that doggone deep to miss. I thought it was pretty in your face.
I agree with him. I agree with him.
You think it was deep that some folks gonna miss it?
Yeah, because people don't people don't really pay attention anymore. People, it's kind of like with conversation. That's why the art of conversation is dying. The art of conversation is on the critical list because people say, this is what I anticipate. Like when we watch the show, let's just use our show as an example. You know, you are the jovial guy. So people come here, they go, dog gonna be clowning. He gonna be killing us with the one-liners. He gonna be shooting at the audience. But in the event, you get into a mode and you go into, like, occasionally you'll go a spiritual mode, or you'll go into a deep thought. People are not really in. They don't grasp what you're saying because they're saying Doc is about to be funny. They're waiting on your joke instead of listening to what you're saying. Yeah. And with this, like with the old man, I hate, maybe one of you guys were going to say it in a second anyway, but I'm going to say it. It was a message in the old man. Listen to your elders. I bet you most people didn't get that.
Right.
If you listen to your elders, you don't have these problems. This is the past telling you. Is again, I use it frequently on my program, Sankofa. You listen to your past to find out why you're right here so you can navigate the future. People not looking at it for that. They're going, yeah, that was funny. That was crazy. But they really
I'll give you that. But I don't think it's because of the depth of I don't think it's because it was so deep. I think it's because more of your reasoning, not the depth of it. You know, it's because their expectations may be different, you know, when they came in.
Oh, that's what I was saying. I think like they see Jamie Foxx, they see John.
Yeah, I could get with that. Yeah.
They gonna immediately want, you know, gut busting, you know, falling out their seat. But and at the end of the day, you know, there's a message there, and maybe they don't want to think that deep. Maybe they just want to, hey, what's on the surface?
Right. Maybe so. Yeah.
And a lot of people, they want to watch it for the surface. Yeah.
Right. And for me, so another thing I missed too, being just real quickly on the intro and my initial thoughts is that the instrumental intro, they had me, A-Trap, you know, if I'm a soundtrack guy, these men like had me off the rip. With the intro was so funky and it's so old school, and then not soon after that you got the store scene, right? That was right up my alley. Then you come with the old school whip, and I immediately thought, I said, okay, I know Wilkes in. As soon as I saw that, I said Wilkes in right here. And then the kid that know everybody, I said, this gotta get A-Trap because he gotta resonate with this kid who the know it all. But he's lovable. Everybody love him, but he a little too smart for his age, you know, kind of deal, you know. So I thought within the first 15 minutes of the thing, they gave everybody something that you need that brought you back home, man. You know.
But see,
I can't tell you how many Good Lucks and Gold Star burgers I done had.
All right, man.
But see, again, this is why I agree with Freeman. Because a lot of people see the kid as a smart aleck. That was a symbolism of us letting our kids not be kids. They're getting too much information and they out of control.
Right. Okay.
There was several messages in every scene. And I'm with Freeman. It's like, nah, people.
Oh, it's there. I think it's there on purpose.
I'm telling you.
Hey, and I think the kids symbolized him. Kid was him when he was a kid, or his brother that he was thinking.
And let me just say this, because I did know Justice earlier. I said it was up there with Harder They Fall, but I'm going to even put it up there with Nope, because it was one of those. I felt some Jordan Peele aspects from this movie. Yeah, the comedy's there, I get it, but even those subtleties of the message that they were trying to bring, I can put it with Nope, but definitely Harder They Fall. But
and I think to A-Trap's point, you know, again, think about this. Okay, now here's a deep thought, right? A-Trap made a very good point about what you're looking for and what you get. And I think it's a lesson to all of us, right? Quit predetermining, right, what you're going to get from something. Go into it truly, force yourself to be truly open-minded, right? Because if you don't, you're going to miss what you're going to get from the forecast, right? So what A-Trap hit on, he just interpreted this piece of art in another different way. It is no different than if we put this complex And I look around because being, as you know, hey, Wilkes, you done, all of y'all done been here. You know, I got wall art. And one of the things I love about it is because 2 or 3 different people can get 4 or 5 different interpretations of it.
Right.
We just got the same. That's what one of the things that you're going to get on the forecast that you may be missing is the fact that we're going to interpret this art. That's what we're doing. Right. And A-Trap just simply interpreted a piece of this art in his own way, in a way that I didn't see. That's one of the reasons why I look forward to it on a weekly basis, is because I want to see, okay, what did Ben see that I didn't see? What did Wilk see that I didn't see? What did A-Trap see that I didn't see? So I think that's just another interpretation. It doesn't make anybody's wrong, right? Or anybody's more right. It just means that's our interpretation of what this actually is, artwork.
And to Doc's point real quick, when he talked about the different scenes like the grocery store and the cars, hell, I actually thought about Doc at the old school when I saw the old school out front. I was like, man, because that just took me back.
Right. Yeah,
and the car was so clean.
That car was,
I mean,
all my juices is flowing at this point. I'm like, completely in. Like I'm sitting. The only time I'm picking up my phone is when I needed to make a note for the show. Other than that, I'm like, completely in.
I didn't want to look away. I had my phone charging while I was taking notes, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to do one or the other. I had to pause it at some point. We had to rewind it. Me and my wife watched it. So,
was y'all holding hands too?
Nah.
Yeah. He want to put that in on us. A-Trap, you notice this? He want to put this in my wife. Every week we got to hear something about my wife. We don't care, man.
Hey, the world want to know. This is a good comment about Big Mom. I want to get y'all thoughts on this too. The kid was interesting too. All the SpongeBob references made me feel like he was going somewhere with it. Maybe I'm reaching.
No,
I'm not reaching.
Yeah, I think Mo, you're on it.
I think was to Fontaine's life. Yeah, that's the parallel he was making. And I'm gonna ask this when we get a little bit later about this kid because it's a little interesting. But anybody else got thoughts on that?
I think. Go ahead, A-Trap. Go ahead.
Go.
No, I just think Mo is just doing the same thing I just said. His interpretation of it, and I think it's fascinating. So I think that's the beauty of this show. Our viewers, the hosts, is that nobody's wrong on it. We may clown you. That don't mean you're wrong. We clowning you because the shit funny, and that's what we do as a people, right? But I don't think you're reaching at all. I think it's a fascinating point.
Yep. Absolutely.
Go ahead, A-Trap.
The SpongeBob references. I think the SpongeBob references tie right into what I was saying in regards to.
Okay, we got to get this out there, A-Trap. Go ahead.
He really wants to be a child, but he's been exposed to too much. He's seen too much of this chaotic world that we're living in. He hasn't been brainwashed yet. So I'm really a child. I have the childlike mentality, but I've been exposed to this wild, ignorant, crazy world. So I'm being a kid and I'm talking, but I'm talking on my level.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking about the ugly things that I've seen.
Yeah, and even to tie the kid in later in the movie, y'all noticed that this was after he realized that he was a clone. Okay, Boyega's character, and he listened to the kid in a different way, and it actually made him chuckle. And you could say he had this look on his face like, I hadn't really been paying attention to you like this.
Right.
You feel me? So that supports A-Trap's thought process on it too.
And it was almost like, man, I know you on a different level now. It's kind of the sense I was getting. And I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. Was the kid cloned too? Because
they never said that, but that again. They never said it, but
he kept showing up next to him at the same time.
Or he was a plant, he was a something, it's possible.
And we can go even deeper than that. Was the kid the old man in front of the store?
You never know. So I think that what the beauty of something like this is, again, because we're interpreting art, what did the artist intend for it? What was his so again, they never flat out said the kid was one of the clones.
Right.
But neither did they say Yo-Yo's character, she never was identified as a clone either, right?
Well, they said she wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, she was the
They
only
never-
one out of the
I'll
clique.
do you another
I
one.
think Yo-Yo's character is when we get to Yo-Yo, I got something for y'all with that Yo-Yo. It's super. And I think the Yo-Yo character is super duper dope.
I'll do you another one further. Just like I felt like there was some Alice in Wonderland references because maybe the kid is like Cheshire Cat. He's always popping up in the right moment.
That's what I call it too.
He's always talking to Alice. He could be that Cheshire Cat.
Ben, get to your mama comment about when we said we don't care. We do care. That's your daddy. Okay, I ain't gonna say that. I already be quiet when your mama say something. But this Paw, this is dad and son. Oh, I sure ain't gonna say nothing about this. Pastor, yes, sir, Pastor. My fault. Yes, sir. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. All right, Keisha said, Ben, are you trying to give us a clue that we're watching Hustle and Flow next week with your little pillow looking decor? These are sound panels.
That's so they still supports Hustle and Flow sound panels. Hello,
yeah, but
makeshift hood ass sound panels.
Hey, but this whole movie had a Hustle and Flow. I was waiting for them to play Whoop That Trick at one point.
Yeah.
He was driving all around.
What if I tell you?
Real quick, we cannot go any further without this line that Slick Charles said, catch your breath before you pass out. When he said that earlier, look here. I knew I was here.
He had some one-liners.
That's why that let me know. Pay attention to his one-liners because he's going to start hitting you with them. And they were just so subtle.
Yeah, he was like that on the Jamie Foxx show. He would get those one-liners in, and I'm just like, what?
Like, said, I hated Dope. Daniel Coulier's character was morbid, all depressed. It was a different role, but I felt like it was still a good movie. But it's one of them, it's a Peel movie. I mean,
and it's a real character, a real life character. What I mean is, me and my sisters were talking about it today that there are people like that out there, that their whole essence is negativity. It's depressing. It's morbid. That's a real life. So I think it actually caused the same feelings in him that it causes in us. Like it drains your energy. You don't want to be there. But I think it needs to be represented in cinema so we can get that feeling. Because sometimes, guess what? Cinema may show us some stuff that we are missing in real life, but we get it because we're watching it through a less guarded lens. You feel me? Right? Like we're not so guarded like they trying to come at me, but we may get a message, differently than somebody coming and telling us.
Message. All right, we got this we got a paragraph here.
There goes Slick B and Slick Charles' brother. Hey,
Gary Freeman, if you're in the Facebook group, do me a favor, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook so we can see who I can see who you are, but everybody else can't. He said this wasn't so much that they cloned Tyrone as much as a number of replicated gangsters, pimps, and hoes that resonate in our community. One is killed or jailed, and another is ready to take his place. Woo. No matter how destructive and dangerous the position is, Nicki Minaj is easily replaced by Cardi B, who was replaced by Megan Thee Stallion, who was replaced by Lotto. A willing group participating in a perpetual cycle.
You see, it is masterful bots like that I say the reason why I've been chasing Gary Freeman to put the philosophy on as a podcast on BS3 Network. Right. I've been chasing him for probably 2 years now. It's because of stuff like that.
If I can sell you a product.
That goes with rappers too. You got the next little whatever is they ready to come right back.
Hey, while we're talking about it, the next Jamie Foxx. Hello, that's one of the reasons why this whole movie has gotten the fame that is and attention that it's gotten because of what's going on with Jamie Foxx and the conspiracy theories that are lining that. And guess what? Do you think for one moment that Jamie Foxx, who in Hollywood, black, white, or otherwise, isn't replaceable?
Right.
Everybody is.
I mean, they're already moving towards CGI. Actors.
What do you deem irreplaceable, though? I mean, because irreplaceable can be seen in two different lenses. Irreplaceable can be like, okay, you can say irreplaceable, and you can say hey, everybody can be replaced because movies continue to be made, and we're gonna get good movies. But the depth of the acting, the quality of the direction, and things of that nature. At this point, I think Washington is irreplaceable. I think Gene Hackman is irreplaceable. I think De Niro is irreplaceable because we don't have people, because we live in a microwave society and we make people stars before they're ready. Just because you entertained us 3 straight movies does not make you a star, does not make you a quality actor. Rello was on here a couple weeks ago. My man Rello, shout out to Rello. And everybody loves Michael B. Jordan. They want to make him the greatest actor in the world. He's the greatest actor of all time. Michael B. Jordan is an A-list, is a C-list actor. Everybody got him as he's a movie star, but he's not a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, I got you.
You can be box office and not quality.
But
you can't find the next Denzel Washington. Edward Norton is the next Gene Hackman. And we don't have another. If Edward Norton and Denzel Washington are snatched off the planet, movies are going to be made. They're going to be quality, but they're not going to be upper echelon. When Steven Spielberg transitions, when whoever was my man Ryan Coogler, when this crew, if they were no longer there, we would have problems. We would be entertained, but we won't be entertained to the level that they are giving us. And that's why you're irreplaceable,
So irreplaceable in terms of quality. But again, when you even think about a clone, isn't the overriding thought that a clone is not as quality as the original anyway? So even you may even go say, again, you being a rap aficionado, right? And to use that analogy about Cardi B can be replaced by her and Lotto can be replaced by and all these other things, right? And you think back to your MC Lights and your Queen Latifahs and your right. A lot of people would argue that these female rappers today aren't the quality that they were, right?
Rhapsody.
So my point is that yet they've given us them as the replacements for those. You follow what I'm saying? Remember the theory we had early on too about how you're not going to have many mainstream black actors or actresses hot at one time. They're going to give you one at a time, one at a time. So that's what I mean from a replaceable standpoint. It's like, okay, we can, Jamie Foxx, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not adhering to our thing. You saying a little bit too much. You getting a little outside yourself. We're going to put somebody else in. Huh?
What did he say?
I didn't hear what he said. Maybe I should. But I think because it came from H-Rap, he needs to say it again.
Nah, it was a hip hop joke. It's a crash rumor out there saying Puff Daddy poisoned Jamie Foxx because he would let him get out. Oh. That's why I say you won't let Puff
you ain't finna. It may be funny, but it ain't outlandish to me.
Okay, Puff ain't got the type of tool, but it is still funny.
Hey.
Right. Let me give a couple shout outs. Golden Brooks, thank you for tuning in.
Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden.
But I
Courtney
believe
Harper.
What's up, Court? That's my niece.
What's up, Courtney, man? I ain't heard from Courtney in a while.
No, that's my oldest niece.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the other. How many people named Courtney Harper?
One I know. Courtney Harden is what you're thinking.
Harden, yes. What did you?
Harden.
No, I know a Courtney Harper too.
Oh, but see, that's in essence that is most definitely. Most definitely. For one day, that's what they say. But see, that's the problem, dog. They ran Cardi B out there. They ran Megan out there. They ran actually Nicki can rhyme, but that's the purpose. To me, that's the purpose of this movie. Me and Mo was talking about this the other day. Are you willing to, if you build something up, are you willing to sacrifice the quality of your product for the money? If you could get $20 million to be Megan Thee Stallion, do you take the $6 million and be Rhapsody? Be Bahamadia? Do you be I can't think of her name. She Benzino's niece. I mean daughter.
Corey
Corey
LeRae.
LeRae?
Yeah, Corey LeRae. It's this one chick, London something. She's super dope. Are you this Muslim chick on Instagram? Are you willing to just is $3 million enough, or do you need the 20? And that's what this movie is adhering to. The community at large has said, I want the money. I will sacrifice everything for the money. And then look, James Evans said it best. If you make a list of things, at the bottom of that list, the last 3 things you'll see is poor, sick, and dead. And if you get sick, you're going to get dead. So ain't nobody really trying to beat poor. But it's poor what they presented to us. Poor is a lack. Let's be honest. Poor is a lack of is it poor? Do people live in poverty, or do they live in a lack of abundance? That's what this movie is saying.
And it's a perspective. Yeah.
You because people in the projects, my sisters are in the chat room. The best times in our lives when our mother was going through school, and we were in an impoverished situation. And the more money my mother made, be honest, me and my sisters grew apart because now we got the chance to do what we want to do.
No, you're on to something, man.
We used to be Bo, Phyllis, and Brian on top of each other every day, going to our grandparents' house, going to hang out with Eric, Lynn, Craig, and then we go to the south side to Boobingham house, and we were a close-knit group. We're getting close now.
Wow.
The more money my mama made, now I'm down at my dad's house.
Yeah.
Right. I'm running with my partners. I'm going to football camp. I ain't talking to my sisters. I have literally gone 2 years without looking at my sisters.
Yeah. You know, my family is one of the closest knit families I know. And we were much closer back in the day when we all made less money and we all had less, you know, because of the types of things we did with that less. You know, it's like we didn't have a choice. I couldn't be in Miami and then here and then there. I had to be at this family function. We're gonna be at over there in my backyard playing dominoes and barbecuing and playing music, and because we didn't that didn't cost the same as I'm gonna be at this comedy club watching Godfrey or over in here watching Mike James. You follow me? I had no choice. So you're right.
That touches on Yo-Yo's situation in the movie.
That's why Yo-Yo was my favorite character in the whole.
She wanted to aspire to
mine too.
I wanted more.
But for different reasons.
Other reasons.
Other reasons. But I mean, she was wanting to be an actual, like, you know, I guess maybe a detective, but a working the beat. But it was. She had other aspirations. So that's like what Doc said. That kind of touches on, like you said, when we all see it. We've done it. I mean, when you slightly start coming into those things, things change. I mean, even the Bible mentions it. I mean, you know, when I was a child, I did childish things, but now that I'm adult, you know, I put those childish things aside. But you know, it's one of those things where you just, okay, I'm not there anymore, so let me, you know, step up from those things. But it definitely, for me, when he said that, I just thought about Yo-Yo because she had other, and my boy Kiefer Sutherland, Jack Bauer in the house.
Yeah. Hey, that was a curveball.
I mean, he's reading pretty much her background.
Yeah.
He came with it though too. In a film with 95% black people, Kiefer Sutherland held his own.
Yeah, no doubt.
He didn't look out of place. He didn't look like, oh, this is a role where I had to do it or whatever. He played that role.
Yeah, that was hilarious. What Mo just said, that was hilarious.
Yo-Yo took the wig off.
Yeah.
He was about to cry. Mama, no.
Not like this.
Yeah, man. But that's why I agree with Gary, dog. It was so many underlying messages in this movie. This to me, you know, and I'm not trying to I'm not gonna break my arm, pat myself on the back. This movie to me was an episode of Build and Destroy. It has so many community empowerment aspects to it, and like okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the chase. Just like in the what's that? Lovecraft
I don't know
Country.
what this comment means.
Everybody assumed that Jonathan Majors was the star. And it was really Jussie Smollett's sister who was the star of that movie. The women were the star of the movie. And what we did, like, I don't know if y'all caught on to this. Yo-Yo's character is the character that they really needed to destroy. If you remember when you mentioned Keith Sutherland showing up, he had mind control over all the men. He couldn't control Yo-Yo. This goes right into the aspect of why we need these sisters. Because if the sister's head is on right, she gonna save the day.
Come on.
Right. Because she is the reason we're gonna be here tomorrow. But if we can get these brothers to continue to act a damn fool and kill each other and destroy each other from the inside out, we'll continue to control their minds by waving this dollar in front of them. Because I wave this dollar in front of you, you're gonna lower your standards. What do you do when you lower your standards? You sell dope. What do you do? Well, not that you're selling dope. You're not at home eating meals. You in the street eating meals. Now we're going to poison you with this chicken. What you eat when you eat, what do you do when you get to eat the chicken? You pour more liquor into your body. Now you got cirrhosis of the liver. You got kidney stones. You're dying slowly, and you're going to leave your woman to me. And to me, that was the part that Keith Sutherland, because you see, Keith Sutherland was hesitant to kill that black woman because he understood the black woman is the key. And that's what I was just watching it like, wow. And it was dope the way they just slid it in. And that's why, going back to Gary, that's why a lot of people didn't see it. The woman was the prize in this. He cloned, you notice, they didn't clone any women because you can't clone the source of life. You can't clone God. But you can clone the rest of these people out here. And the rest, as many as people, if we can use mind control and control these dudes, the woman is powerless because she has no defense and she has no ability to reproduce. And then I step in and annihilate you. Well, that's what I saw.
You breaking it down. Breaking it down for real. All right, I wanted to get to so Fontaine gets killed. So at this point in the movie, I'm like, okay, I'm figuring he's not dead because he's
too much movie left.
It's a clone. He's cloned. So I'm like, what's going to happen from here? And he basically just wakes up. So my mind immediately is going like, okay, how does the process work? Later on we figure out that when somebody dies, they basically pick them up, take them to this underground warehouse or facility or lab, and basically bring the other one up to the surface, and he wakes up and he starts all over again. And I felt and the guy that actually killed him, who's also another good actor, shout out to A. Alfonso Nicholson. Isaac was his character in this film.
Was that the same guy from The Get Down? That wasn't the same guy from The Get Down, was it?
I don't know. He's
I don't know what happened.
I haven't seen The Get Down in so long.
I think he was on P Valley. If anybody watched that, I didn't watch that.
No.
He was in P Valley, but so he dies in the car. Wilkes, where do you think it's going from there?
Oh, when he's pretty much pinned in right there.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be good. I was like, well, here's the one thing that I thought, because I kind of rewatched the opening. I watched another 27 minutes before the show came on, but I didn't catch it at first because I heard the hip hop playing loudly. Because if you notice, they were using the music to control their movement.
Yes.
So when Keith Sutherland pulled up, if you listen, the car was playing hip hop. So I thought that was the same car, but it wasn't. But if you notice, it had that hip hop music. I need you to carry out this hit. But when he was in the car, I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna be too good. I was like, this ain't gonna go right. But I guess it was one of those things that was needed, because it was like, man, how are they gonna go? Where are they gonna go from here?
Yeah.
And I was still curious about. I like the fact that he was able to kind of see himself walking down the street,
Mm-hmm.
and he came back.
Right.
But yeah, that right there, I didn't really. But then I saw the guy get out limping. And I was like, oh, that's the guy he ran over. He hit that dude with the car.
Right.
But yeah, that was crazy. I was like, man, they already got you pinned down. I was like, as soon as you get out the car, they busted. I was like, man, it's over.
Yeah, and that SUV, yeah, when I seen him walking, I mean, I had a sense it was him. He was limping, he was walking, and as soon as he kind of looked, and he was like, hold up, look like me. But he ended up getting picked up. A-Trap, anything you want to touch on with that?
Oh, I'm gonna touch on what Wilk said. Big Illinois used to do that to me with the hip hop and mind control. I am living proof that it works. Me and Big Illinois, when we first started working together.
And let me address this in a minute because I got something for her. She coming for the wrong one. See, she think I'm CJ. I'm not CJ. I can't. You can't. I promise you can't hold me. So now he ain't gonna disconnect me like he disconnected darling Nikki. He gonna disconnect me like he disconnected Keisha. Go ahead, A-Trap. Go ahead, A-Trap. She is. You know, I'm telling you, I'm not the one. This ain't the kind of smoke you used to. I promise you it ain't. I've been doing I've been doing this since 1985. I really have. This ain't no new thing to me. Go ahead, A-Trap.
Okay. The nigga said I walked out. I walked out.
I woke up like this.
Yeah, I woke up like this.
Look at go.
The music thing is the mind control with the music thing is real. Big Illinois used to do it to me. Me and Big Illinois, we used to work together downtown Chicago. And, you know, we ain't had nothing else to do. So both of us live on the very, very far north side. We live literally cross street from another town. Like quarter mile from another town. At the very tip of Chicago. I mean, you walk to the gas station, you was out of Chicago. Yeah. So late at night, we ain't got nothing else to do. So we go get something to drink, go get something to eat. We sit up, play Madden all night after work. And we ain't going to work tomorrow, we good. So we sit and we playing best of 7. If Big Illinois lose 2 games in a row, he would put on R&B. He knew I had this little protest against R&B at the time. He would win 3 games in a row. And I'm sitting there like, what's going on? Why can't I win?
Yeah.
Then I'll go, and then it'll be like R. Kelly song come on. Hey man, turn that mess off, and then I'll win. So the music definitely, even in the Wu-Tang, in the Triumph song, Master Killer said, "The dumb are mesmerized by the drum." If you listen, hip hop in its purest form, it's uplifting, even when it's being funny. Like G-Rap would talk about killing people, but he would make it funny, which would remove the treacherous portion of it. What they did with the culture is, to quote Big Mo, they took our rally cry. They hip hop music is Negro spirituals. This is all Big Mo. This is not H-Rap at all. Hip hop music was Negro spirituals on steroids. And the power brokers of the world took it and made it a weapon against us. Where when you are on a farm or on a death camp that they call plantations, and our ancestors were singing these songs telling you how to get up out of here, we took that in the 70s, and in 12 days it'll be 50 years old. And as Mo stated, we put it on steroids because now it's on radio, it's on TV, and it's waking people up. And they said, well, if it can wake you up, it can also put you down. And that's what they did. So Ice Cube and Ice-T told stories, and Just Ice told stories about what they called it reality rap. They called it gangster rap, and they promoted people like MC8, no disrespect. They reported other guys who were talking about senseless, unnecessary violence, and it became a weapon of mass destruction versus a weapon against the system. People don't realize hip hop has always been rebel culture. And that's the problem. Well, hip hop has been rebel culture since the Fatback Band, and now it's just fat ass dude named Rick Ross talking about stupid.
And that's the reason why when you listen to if you listen to the radio, if you just happen to listen to it and leave it on all day, you'll realize that there's literally probably 5 to 10 songs that just get played on a loop. They're not playing anything new besides what they do at night when they say, let's play a song and see if you like it or not or whatever. But they play the same stuff on a loop. Mind control, like A-Trap said. And then it goes to when you at a club, they go play the song that's going to get you hype. Then they go play the slow song. And then they go play another hype song. Like this is exactly what happens in our community over and over and over again on the radio every single day. So
it is one of the reasons why Ben, you and I were in the same ministry, and at the time, one of the biggest things when we were early on, when we were babes, is we had to cut out secular music for a good period of time because it was really interfering with our ability to learn, to be perfectly honest with you, you know, and put us in that mind frame. Like I had to walk away from it for a while, you know, because of that very case, you know. Now, you know, that I've gained more knowledge, I can listen to it because I'm listening to it from a different perspective, you know. And I tend to not go, you know, like I said, there's not a situation where I won't necessarily go and listen to rap, new rap, et cetera, but I'm listening for a very, very different reason, you know. But no matter what, you know, it says faith comes by hearing. And a lot of people think that's only pertaining to what you hear from a word standpoint, a word of God standpoint, but that's not the case. Faith comes by hearing no matter what you're hearing. You know, you'll develop a faith for. So yeah, you got to be careful.
Most definitely. Yeah. And again, I'm living proof of it, man, because only time I listen to the radio in my entire life was in the morning when my mom we used to get dressed to the radio when we used to have Tom Joyner on WJPC in the morning. Then it was Bob Walt, and then it was Doug Banks. Once I walked out the house, me and Big Illinois swapping tapes. Me and Dras and Big Illinois swapping tapes. me and Phil, we going to the record pool. We going to the record store stealing records. I was never. I mean, that ain't good, but you know, I was like, I ain't trying to hear.
He didn't mess with you. He don't mess with you. Obviously, you know what I'm talking about, Keisha. You got the playlist playing in the choir room. Anyway, so the aspects of this substance when they go into the trap house and they end up finding this elevator in there and they go downstairs. I love that scene from beginning to end for a variety of different reasons. They get down there and there's a white dude with an afro, and you know what and all these dudes were planted in different. They were planted in the corner store. I remember that. There was another guy with the same. I was wondering if it was the same guy, but it wasn't the same guy. It was just different guys. But that honestly made me think of the corner store with the Middle Eastern guy or whoever's in there. Like, hey, what's up, bro? Or what's up, my guy? Or you know the words they. Hey, boss, that immediately made me think of that. I don't know if y'all thought of the same thing.
Oh, definitely.
And they try to relate, like, nah, we ain't brothers, number one.
Right.
Number two, you don't call me boss. Okay? Don't call me cheap either, okay?
Right. It's this section of town here in Chicago, not far from where I live, right in this very moment, where my dad grew up. My uncle Ed Cotton used to live there too. Rest in peace for both of them. And it was called it was affectionately, and then I found out later in life, the Jewish community called it Jewtown too, because at one point all the Jewish owned shops were owned by people. As time went on, it was Middle Eastern guys owning those shops. And like you said, Ben, you walk past, they would literally tap on the glass and open the door. What up, homie? What up, homie? And when they would do that, I would keep walking. I don't care if they was like, hey, we got the new H-Raps. And I'll be like, hey, I'm going to pay for them down here. I'm going to pay that $10.
Yeah.
Don't call me homie because I'm going to punch you in the mouth.
Right.
Yeah. But so they get down there and they're looking around, obviously, which that scene was funny. And then somebody yelled and Slick Charles ended up shooting the guy.
They dropped the
accident. Because he Well, you know why though, right? Because he had taken
He got
some of that
scared.
powder.
Oh,
He
yeah.
thought it was some cocaine, remember?
Made a
And he was
paranoid.
gonna start trying to steal it. And like, shoot,
Yeah.
while I'm in here, because you remember they wasn't in it at the time. They were just following old boy, you know,
Right.
and
Oh,
him and Yo-Yo
yeah.
wasn't kind of committed
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he's stealing this what he thinks is to be cocaine and taste a little bit of it, and then he just started doing the whole smoky thing like he did on
Right,
Friday
right,
when he
right.
smoked that weed with them essays, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was listening to "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough." He was. But yeah, that. So they get down there, and yeah, they thought it was crack, but they had that reaction. I didn't really catch on to that until they got to the chicken spot. That's when I was like, okay. And look, how many chicken spots is in our neighborhoods? How many? If you go to Sally's and whatever that, I'm not saying all of that stuff in that store is trash, but I am saying a lot of that stuff is poisoning women's hair. You talk about the other product was the grape juice, the grape
where the church
drink.
was just lit, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
And they even made the
and
reference.
There were so many empty bottles of it.
Right. They made the reference to Jim Jones, which
David Allen Greer.
Yeah.
Man, first of
Greatest
all,
hood preacher in
As
the
soon as I saw that he was going to be the preacher, I'm like, okay, that's a win.
Oh
That
yeah,
took
I
me
was
back
like,
to
this
Martin
can be
there.
gold right here. They better give him a whole little scene, which they did, and he was in full Martin mode. What was the name of the pastor? He wasn't that
Pam's uncle. What did it? Something
Can't remember.
I don't know. He was always trying to
think
touch
his
on her,
name.
so I don't know if that was his uncle.
What his name was?
Something do wrong or something like that.
Yeah, but David Allen Greer, that was greatness right there. But yeah, touch on the scene, Wilkes, when they're going downstairs and they starting to figure some stuff out. At least Fontaine is, and like Doc's point, I know the other two weren't really fully in yet.
Yeah, for me, as I'm watching all of this go on, so I'm not gonna make this long as possible, but I was getting some Mod Squad vibes when they were going down, kind of investigating things, but it was just so funny. I was like, man, this dude over here busting the Michael Jackson video.
Right.
Yeah. So let me interrupt you for 2 seconds, because you and I are on the same page, and I'm gonna see the rest of my comments about this scene. But I said the way they came out of the elevator, and that's what you saw to be able to say Mod Squad, because they came out the elevator so cool, like whoever the
like
director.
Shaft.
Everybody was in on the shit. Like they came out like 7 is cool. Like we finna, we kind of did.
Right. It just took me back, and then just kind of investigating things and kind of getting that knowledge. It was just like, wait a minute, y'all trying to get over on us. But it was just a lot of vibes going on when they were down there, kind of checking things out. But
yeah,
I love that scene because it was very integral to what was happening. What's he gonna turn? Oh my.
Wow! Wow!
Oh, we'll get to that in a minute.
Hey, this is a real comment right there. Here. She said, "Hey fellas, honest to God, them relaxers that effed me up. I'm glad they touched on that in the movie. A lot of women. Here's another thing. They portray like natural hair is ugly and it's not pretty, or locks is not pretty, or you got to have long hair. That is a myth.
Hey,
if you're a real black man, your women don't have to just have long hair.
That stuff will burn your scalp.
Like in this, it was seeping into people's brains. I mean, like this stuff ain't far fetched. Like the products that they showed in here, it is in our community. It is fake. A lot of it is stuff that is man-made or in a factory. And them Girl Scout cookies too. They be sprinkling some type of pixie dust on them too.
I mean, how many times have we said, it's like, oh, well, that don't taste like it used to. Well, they change the ingredients, what they
right.
Yeah. I mean, we've said it many a times,
They look like Black Charlie's Angels. I was thinking that same thing.
And Will, as soon as I say that, I generally break up with them.
Hey, you got to, man.
Thank you, A-Trap. See, usually Wilkes gets it first, A-Trap. But see, A-Trap is really focused tonight.
You don't taste like it used to. Don't trust me.
That's usually when I cut them loose, A-Trap.
All right, you want to get to that? You want to get to the beauty of the week?
Absolutely. You're going to have to drive for me because I'm not,
right.
I don't have my access to my photos and whatnot. As I was looking over the cast of this and I saw who was in it, a couple other folks that was in it, I thought there were a couple of candidates that was going to be here. I wasn't sure what role anybody was going to play. But you remember last week I told you it was the quickest I done ever got to Beauty of the Week. Well, this week is the second fastest I done got there because in 10 minutes I was there. And when I say Tiana Paris playing yo-yo, don't put that first picture up there. Let me just say this. Because with brothers, it's this thing, right? And they ask, okay, you lean toward them yellow hammers, them red bones, or do you like them black of the berry, the sweet of the juice, and all this other kind of stuff? Let me just say this. For those who wondering, first of all, I'm an equal opportunity employer. Let me just say that. But look here, Tiana Paris, out of all the beauties of the week I done had, she is right up there at number one, number two, number three. And I'm going to say this, Tiana, put some more pictures of up there. If you need anything, if you just want to talk.
You went straight past the / Ric Flair.
Oh, speaking of that, and see this whole natural thing, it's amazing that she's in this film as well, because that ain't new for her. That is like her deal. Yep. She is and you want to say the quintessential natural. Being what you were trying to say a moment ago, where they say, they say the sisters is supposed to have long hair, and they think that's beautiful. If this right here is that is the mouthpiece for natural is fire.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And we as I think
she needs some lotion on them thighs right there, but
right around the knees.
She good.
She playing a role right there. She playing a role.
Gold medal flower on them legs, man. They good, man.
Them knees.
I size 2 on my chicken.
Put the first 2 pictures back up there, man. I need to see that one more time. That's just look at her. I'm like this. I'm gonna build you a spot like that in the house so you can just sit. And I'm gonna be over on the couch. Just look at me, hey.
He said,
just look at me.
Did we catch what the man said? Build a spotlight in the house. Did we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Round of applause.
I'm a looker, Wilkes. I'm not gonna try to lie about it. I'm a looker.
That's okay. That's what
I'm a looker. I like to look.
We're visual creatures. That's what men
do.
Yeah. Now, let's get back to
hurry up in the show. Dog gonna be stuck to his drawers in a minute.
Yeah, my shorts start fitting differently anyway when I look at us.
Ain't no stay flow over here, baby.
He said, "Bruh, especially them lemonades. I'm buying 2 cases next year. I don't know what lemonades. Probably something earlier.
Next.
Don't play that whack. We didn't play it. All right. So you have me now. You have it.
She gonna write a song for it then? She got a lot to say tonight. She must be on something.
You're right. A jingle. Somebody said, I don't know who this is, but Yo-Yo is fire. 100%. 100%. Who is that? Gary Freeman. Yeah. She was much darker in the first pick. They got high yellow in the fourth one.
Well,
trust me, she all black.
Airbrush lighting, we know how it goes.
Yeah. All right, so Fontaine's starting to figure some stuff out. Tane. He went back to that house. He went back to that house, and the lab was gone. But I wanted to go back when he came over there to Slick Charles. I'm about to say Slick Rick. Slick Charles's house, and he was like, "Man, you was over here yesterday. You was messing with my haberdasheries and everything." I don't know if y'all peeped that line. That was another one.
Yes, we did. Yes, I thought about Tony Barker when I heard that.
Yeah.
Haberdashery. What in the haberdashery is going on
here?
But yeah, when they went to the chicken spot, and so Slick Charles, even though he was a
chicken was looking good, wasn't it?
It was looking good. It was.
I was hungry too.
Hey, that's why I think so that powder. I'm sure they mixed it in that flour, man.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah,
Hey, look,
when
they mixed
Fontaine,
the lemon pepper.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
lemon pepper
All
Louis.
black, lemon pepper.
You can't go nowhere without getting. You want some lemon pepper on it? I was thinking about that the whole movie. I'm like,
Lemon pepper.
I ain't never
Hey,
eating no more lemon pepper in my life.
lemon pepper, all flats, extra ranch.
Mhm.
But when Fontaine started laughing, I was like, he ain't really laughing because that dude ain't laughed the whole movie. So something off. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, Slick Charles, even though he was a pimp, he was catching on.
Yeah,
he caught on quicker than the other two did. Because it was like, all right, it's in the chicken.
well, pimps ain't never been dumb.
Yeah.
They ain't never seen a pimp get accused of being dumb.
Right. And I think that's the element, though. I think that's the Jamie. It's that old grandfather, grandmom element. You know.
Yeah.
Like you don't see what's happening. No, exactly. I see what's happening in New School. You don't see what's happening, but I've been around long enough to see what's happening.
Yeah. If you think about it, man, the three characters are the best people to detect something of this nature. Pimps, they know people. They know how to read people.
Right on.
Tap into your spirit. They tap into what you want. And drug dealers see the weakness in you and they exploit it. So these are the three perfect people to expose something of this nature.
Yeah. And a perfect line, A-Trap, right up your alley. And Jamie Foxx said, we need something to eat. We need to sit down and talk and eat something. Like that's us, man. We got to have a conversation about whatever it is. Yeah. We about to eat. All right. We about to go somewhere. We about to go to somebody's house or whatever.
Then he said something about a pimp sugar's about to something.
Right. Pimp sugar getting low. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So they end up kind of finding different things out. It was in the perm. And then the Alicia Myers. I want to thank you for playing. I want to thank you was playing. I put down a couple of songs because it was just perfect timing with the movie. And I listened to that whole soundtrack between today and yesterday. The whole thing is fire. You can just let that play.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop paying more attention.
What you say, A-Trap?
I'm gonna start paying more attention, man. I did not hear one song.
Come on, A-Trap. In this one you did?
Yeah, no music.
In this one?
Man, I don't hear. I'm watching these movies like
that is fascinating to me, man.
The music was a part of the movie. It wasn't.
I see how you miss it in 80% of the movies. I see that because it's so subtle. But in this movie, it was like out front, hitting you in the face with it.
Stop the madness. Stop the madness.
She's trying to make up for that comment she said earlier to A-Trap.
That's right. But man, I'm telling you, man, I it's like a glitch in the matrix with me, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that said A-Trap is disappointing. Oops.
Nah, that's what Mo said on this comment.
The soundtrack was crazy, bro. I'm disappointed.
Sorry,
man. Listen to it. Listen to it tomorrow.
Man, I'm telling you, man.
I don't think he's anything we've watched. He never noticed it.
I've never noticed anything. I don't notice the music. Now, okay, it was a movie like 2 weeks ago. The hip hop, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, if it's hip hop,
all that. But I'm telling you, man, I am.
But they had like 3 or 4 hip hop songs in this one.
Yeah, they did.
And I think some movies actually go out of their way to incorporate the music into because it's helping them tell the story. And I think to Ben's point, this particular song helped paint that picture.
Like I've said before, Tarantino says he has the soundtrack before he has the script.
That's right. You know what? I can recognize. Think about this, Wilkes. How many times have you heard a song and you pictured us opening scene of a movie to go with the song that you're hearing?
Absolutely.
The movie doesn't exist, but when you hear this song, you see it in a film somewhere.
Exactly. Here's the funny thing to that.
I've never done that.
Here's the funny thing with that. People have always asked me, "How do you listen to jazz music?" And this was in high school. And I'm like, it has no words. I was like, I don't need words.
Yeah.
That music will make me. It will take me back to a
place. But
place.
It's speaking to you, though.
It's speaking exactly.
Right. It's speaking to you in a way that words probably can't.
Exactly. There are songs that I'll hear that as a kid I thought, man, they just wrote this. But when I go back and look, that song came out in 1987 or 85. And when I hear it
don't be
again,
saying that like that was a long time ago.
but the thing is, my point, I remember being that kid riding in the back seat when my grandmother was driving, and I hear that song, and it reminds me of that Saturday, of that weekend. It takes me back to that place. It's just like when I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking something.
Good, no.
And I'm, if I'm recreating something,
it was glue.
That music is always the driving force. Yeah. Anything, when I don't cook without music.
Yeah.
I'm preparing something, that music is in those ingredients. That music is in those things.
That's the whole vibe, boy.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, I done made several prayer draws come off by putting some music on, pouring a glass of wine and cooking while they shoot. Look at here, man.
Hey, we call it the panty dropper, baby.
That's exactly right. But you know, I don't know if y'all saw this video recently. I can't remember if it was Facebook or TikTok or what, but it was somebody playing a guitar, and the caption said, "It's the reason why they say this guitar is talking to you. They like, listen, and don't it sound like a black woman, like just moaning?"
Yeah.
And when I say this guitar literally saying, if you close your eyes, you could hear a black woman just moaning, like kind of like our grandmas used to do with church music and stuff like that. Yeah. It sounded like that, and I'm like, wow, this is. So sometimes when there are no words, the music has words. It's speaking to you. You can almost make out the words of somebody who can really play a good jazz solo or a guitar solo or whatever the case may be. What's up, Wanga? Let me say the name for B and have to try to mess
I was about to say it right. Don't be cutting me out.
I do not, but that would be a different form.
He was going to call you something on what's the name of this movie with the Scar and all them, Lion King. He was going to call you something on Lion King. Yeah, he wasn't going to say it.
What's
right?
up, Wanga? What's up, Wanga?
Yeah, I don't talk to you now.
Hey, I was saying it, but when you were saying it, you just didn't hear me.
Wanga, what's up, baby?
Oh, all right, so let's touch a couple of points before we get out of here. Love Hangover, when that was playing, that was
man, look at here. Oh my God.
Perfect.
Yeah. That was the pod. Yeah.
Real quick before we cut out of here, real quick.
Yeah.
I have to ask, when they got to the old Tame, across the back of the wall, was that what I thought it was? Is that
was other clones?
Here's the thing though. Follow me. They got darker and then they got lighter, but to the point one man on the end was white. Now let me ask you a question. Is this the conversation where we say everybody has a little black in their DNA?
Mm-hmm.
No matter how you were removed from that origin of that source. Is that what I was getting from that in the background?
Well, that's what he said. That's what he said. The older Fontaine, which is, I don't forget what his name
was. That or what are they really trying to do? Yes. Are they trying to whitewash? Is that a whitewashing analogy, so to speak, as well, right? Like that's what they're trying to do to the community. So
and that's what he was saying. He was saying we're basically trying to make it a white race.
He said assimilation.
There you go.
And he said it's going to take time. It's going to take time.
There you go.
Fontaine was saying, "Man, that ain't cool." He was like, "Well, I mean, you ain't got no choice. I mean, we gonna because he kept talking about how we're gonna perfect it.
Simulation working on it. Annihilation.
Yeah. But to Mayhem's point, though, again, that's just more art interpretation or interpretation of art. You know.
Yeah.
I think that's just as valid. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's
I was just checking. I thought maybe I was reading too much into that.
No.
That's why you got to kill Slick, and that's why you got to kill Fine.
Yeah.
Because they were the mentally strongest. They didn't like him because he marched to his own beat. We can clone you physically, and you'll do what you want to do. But like he said, remember, Keith Sutherland said, "I should have killed you a long time ago," because he knew you would figure this out because you have the intellect to read people. You can, like, whichever lady I could send at you. You know, it's kind of like Ed Fox. I'm gonna send this girl Sunshine over at him. So you got to get independent thinkers out the way because Martin, Malcolm, Drew.
Born in Texas, 75126.
But one, so when Kiefer Sutherland pulls up, and all the people who were basically directed to go and mob the car, and they all stop. Kiefer Sutherland pulls up. The guy that gets out, his name was, I don't know what his name. I forgot what his name was, but he was one of the versions of original Fontaine.
Yeah,
but when he said Fontaine, you're like Captain America. That line right there, I was like, wow. So was he was the original then? That to me, that's immediately what I thought. Go ahead.
And I've got another one I wanted to add. I have to say, when he was shooting at that other clone, how many times have we shot ourselves in the mirror? How many times have we tore ourselves down in the mirror? How many times have we rebuilt ourselves in that mirror? How many times have we told that person in the mirror, that's not me, and I don't want to go back to that person, but you'll never be me. So it's a lot of nuances and undertones that I got from this movie. I don't mean to try to get too deep, but it's just things that I saw.
That's the forecast.
I mean, I've made so many mistakes, and I've seen myself in that light where it's just like, I don't want to do that person again. You know, I don't want to be that person. How many times have I tried to destroy that person in the mirror to move on from that?
How many times have I been tricked into destroying that person?
Exactly. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because when you're looking back at yourself, it's you immediately start critiquing, or you immediately start worshiping. You know what you're becoming or what you didn't become. So I don't know. It was just me, but I just saw little things there.
And Big Mo, you're right. Sutherland played that role too well, man.
That's okay. That's okay. That's what he do.
That's what he do. I mean, he's a good actor. The club scene outside was my favorite. That was, and we're on the phone when the hood made it to the underground, he was like, "Guess where I'm at? Yeah, underground. Hey, bring you.
Right.
Bring some of the shorties through, man.
Yeah,
real quick.
Hey, I love that part, man, because that showed us. Quick.
I felt like Thriller also too. They had a Thriller zombie kind of thing going on.
On that scene where they all started rushing at the car.
Right.
I agree with that.
Wonga, right on.
Fight is ultimately against yourself.
Right on, Wonga. Right on, man. And you don't know how big that is. That silently might be the most powerful statement of the entire program. Silently, the fight is ultimately against yourself. That may be the most powerful statement of the entire program.
Yeah. All right. So basically all the clones get released and they're all naked walking around. They don't really know where they are. And let me back up real quick. So the underground, the people that they found, they would bring there. They would put them.
This is your chance to do the. Oh, not the digital underground. Okay, my bad.
They would put them in basically a rubber room, and they would pretty much torture them. Now the cloning part, that part I don't know if they ever really touched on, because unless they basically took their DNA or something. But I didn't see when I guess they took it when they put the perm in the hair. That part they didn't really touch on too much. Go ahead, Ashraf.
Well, from what I took of that is, okay, let's address the cloning portion. It was a DNA thing because remember, they killed his brother, killed my man uncle, and the brother came in and wiped up the DNA, and then that's where he took it from. And that's what he said. The old dude. That's what he said.
Yeah, there's so many interpretations of that old dude too. The old version that is actually, it's the black guy who's actually helping them do the cloning, and it's his science and it's his, you follow what I'm saying? That's another one too, is that they gonna use somebody in the community kind of thing, right? You know, that to break that down, you could take a whole show to break that aspect of it down alone, to be perfectly honest with you.
Oh, indeed. And in regards to the torture that you saw, I believe I saw that as them seeing just how far they can push us before we break. You did sleep deprivation. They had the sister with her eyes open.
I want to comment on that.
They had them fighting against things. So we're gonna get you to the brink of it. Was in essence a 2023 version of what they did to Break a Buck.
Right. Real quick to A-Trap's point, he brought it up. I was gonna mention it earlier. It's so funny because when I saw that and they had that woman's eyes wide open, I was like, man, this is Stanley Kubrick's Clockwork Orange. And not just a few seconds later, Jamie Foxx says, they Clockwork Orange niggas.
I don't know if you given that's why you got to give a huge shout out to Jewel Taylor. That's the brother that was the responsible for the screenplay of this movie, and he actually directed it. You got to give Jewel Taylor a huge kudos.
That's why I said I got to put it up there with Harder They Fall and Nope, because if you didn't watch Nope the right way, it just would have just rubbed you wrong. It's one of those. You got the comedy, you got the stuff to laugh at, but it's just too much that's just so similar to me. But
and I think Jewel Taylor, the success of this is going to get him some more opportunities as well, some more freedom.
Yeah. Was there some Boys in the Hood references when they went to LA? I kind of felt like there was a
that part was so dope too. Because
I don't know.
Because that was so that made me think like, okay, was this before or after Fontaine?
But here's the other thing.
It's called They Clone Tyrone, and there was like, ain't that you, Tyrone?
Well, that's right.
But check this out.
That's right, man.
They're in major parts of this country where there's major riots.
Right. Yeah.
Because this was based in, they said it was shot in Atlanta, so I don't know if but they made comments to Memphis. Right. I don't know if they was trying to say this was in Tennessee or if it was in.
No, they were going to Memphis at the end, so that's not where they were. You know, like Fontaine. I didn't pick up the city they were at the time, but they were going to Memphis. But they showed that they had some cloning going on in some other major cities like L.A., Chicago, New York. You know, he's like, we got it in all the major cities.
Absolutely.
I mentally took it to The Simpsons. They were in Springfield. You know, so Springfield. That's why they would stay in America.
That's right. There you go. I'm with that.
But the thing that really got me about this was the Captain America thing, because they were testing things on Black people to see about mind control. That's how you got Captain America. Because if you read the comics,
that's right.
His brother looking out in Manhattan, and he is the original Captain America.
Right. And Kiefer Sutherland's character is trying to convince him that because he goes, you're a fucking patriot as far as I'm concerned. You know, you're Captain America. You know, it's like you're doing more for the country by going through what you're going through. That's what he was trying to convince him.
It may have gotten to a point where, this is just me, but because the next Captain America is white, that Black man wasn't going to allow you to control me. Even though you give me these abilities, I'm not going to allow you to control me. I don't work for you. Yeah, you gave me a gift, but I'm not going to let you control me with it.
I agree.
You're right, Gary. The LA scenes showed that Black men were perpetuating the same cycle in every corner of the country.
Absolutely. Different corner stores, same situation.
He had the Chucks on. He pretty much, and shout out to Boyega, just pretty much changed the whole city, changed the way he talked and everything. But the point in the film where, he kept knocking on the door, like, hey, mommy, you need something? Like, no, I'm good, baby. I'm just man. When he went into that room, I was like, it's a recorder. It's just saying stuff over and over and over again. But when he comes in there and he realizes it, he's like, this ain't real. Like, none of this is real.
Right.
Because it was at that point we was like, I'm just gonna be who I am. Because Yo-Yo was like, man, let's figure this out. And he was like, nah, I'm just gonna be who I am. It don't matter to me. Which I knew he was lying, because he was the one that was more so trying to get to the truth than anybody. So but that point, and then when you fast forward to Tyrone, it's the same thing. You go and knock on the door, and it's a recording in there because he never actually went in the room.
Right.
So Big Mo says
And
Glenwood, South Carolina.
it's I don't know if Wilkes or Doc mentioned it. It's the yo-yo thing again. It's the you had Yo-Yo, you had Queen Latifah, you had MC Light, Lane Q, and other female rappers, and we are going to substitute a quality woman for a fictitious woman, and y'all
play with my yo-yo.
Right, y'all gonna think this woman is what you think we gonna make her what you think she should be, and she's just a simulation of something. And again, it goes back to the sister in the movie. If we can just keep her steady, keep her steady, and we can eliminate these dudes, we'll infiltrate. And like the white dude with the afro, I think he was a science project in itself.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because as y'all said, the clones kept getting lighter.
Mm-hmm.
They keep getting lighter.
He's a wigger.
Change.
Right.
So we got to figure out how to get this hair straight, and then we can control the world.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Because H-Rap's point, Keith Sutherland said the hair was a little annoying.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Yeah. He was dropping hints on like this is bigger than you. This is bigger than you, Fontaine. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
Slick Charles, just keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all ain't. I mean,
but
y'all
they never
dead or whatever.
Yet they still never said who the Fontaine was working. The older Fontaine was working for. But if they do another one, maybe they'll unveil that. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm curious now because it's like when my mind started racing, I'm like, okay, you did this in the Black community. Are you going to do this in the Latino community? Are you going to do this in the white community? You going to make another one? Probably not. But that's just how my mind.
It would be closer to get to all the way white if you went to the Hispanic community if that's what you were trying to do. So
right.
But
who knows? You could do another one though.
It's if you don't have to, what it is a metaphor for saying Black people are the more powerful gender. Everybody else, if you want to get into the Yakub and all that stuff, they're genetically recessive.
Yeah.
So you don't need to dominate the genetically recessive.
Well, and I think it may be even easier to do so if you don't think for one moment that the white community is not being mind controlled. You pay attention.
They talk
attention.
Watch anything that says evangelical on it.
Excuse me, it's easier to pickpocket man.
If you make him feel that, no, you don't have to pickpocket man.
You don't have to pickpocket man. If you make him feel greater than
that guy.
He'll empty his pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, let's get to final thoughts. We're gonna start with H-Rap first. Final thoughts. Your mic rating before and after.
It was a 5 both ways. I enjoyed it. Like I said, this was like watching an episode of my program. I like the direction. I like the director. I like the story. I like how everything unfolded. And it ended. I like the way it ended. A lot of directors lately end movies horribly. He brought this to a close, or left the opening for other entities. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. So
yeah, Big Mo says there's a lot to unpack with this movie. Very well done. I 100% agree. Heavy messaging wrapped in this much entertainment isn't done often.
Oh man,
right. The way they did this. All right, Wilkes.
I'm gonna give it something that I don't think is gonna happen again. Y'all may shoot it down, but it's unprecedented. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Whoa!
Okay. I'll put you there for the 5. Did you start? Did you start at the 5 before the review too?
I started at a 5, but there was just things in that moment where, like I said, he was trying to kill those old versions of him. Those copied versions of him, because I've been that person. So, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've tried to separate myself from that person, but you can't really separate yourself from that person. You have to grow with that person and nurture that person.
Thank you. Preach, bro.
That was just me, man. I've done some dirt, man, and that just kind of that just resonated with me, man, because I've tried to crucify and kill that person.
Wow.
Yes. Thank you.
I have to live with that, and I have to take that person to the grave with me. So.
Thank you, Wilkes. That was gospel, brother.
Come on, Wilkes. That's why we do this.
I heard that, man.
That's why we do this.
I heard that.
I appreciate you saying that.
It was big, so sorry.
I know, I love it, man. I absolutely love it, man.
That's what we do.
I love it. I love it.
When we talk about
I don't
movies,
think it's enough men out there who can get down, who will get down like that. So in such a vulnerable way, man, because it is necessary. You have no idea that the vulnerability is your strength. And I think we've all been through that same thing, man, you know, to where we had to, you know, that look in the mirror, man. If you can't do it, matter of fact, I got news for you. I'm the kind of dude who I'll practice it. I'll look at myself in the mirror frequently just to make sure I still can, you know.
Longo with this comment, man. Yeah. Man, we all about to share some too. He said,
"Oh boy, you ain't lying, Wonga. You hear that, man? You read that comment, Wilkes, that Wonga said, man. That is a repentance in the way that it was intended to be. See, here's that interpretation of that scripture that says, "Confess your faults one to another." You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of folks don't get that, man, and that's what he just did.
Put that to last week.
That's right. That's it, man. That's it, Wonga.
Come on, Big Mo. He said, "Yo, just showing the flash." Come on, man. Come on,
really, man. I agree, Mo, but that's out of place right here. You know, we want something else, Mo. You're right, but
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man.
All right, dog.
I think I'm on this Wilkes thing, man, because I think there's much more of that to be shared. I think it can be so beneficial, man. You know, to a lot of brothers out there, man. You know, I'm just telling you the truth. It's so much there, and him saying that in such a real way that I just think it can inspire somebody to get real with themselves. Because at the end of the day, that's who you need to be real with. You can fool me.
Oh yeah, but you can't fool
You
yourself.
can fool me.
Yeah.
You know, I used to be a pastor back when I was a kid, man. When I first surrendered back at age about 12 or 13, man, and he used to always say, "Don't fool yourself."
Yeah.
You know, and because again, you can fool a lot of folks.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know what time it is.
Yeah. There's multiple scriptures that says all men are liars, but you can't lie to yourself.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See, there's a reason. One of the reasons why I operate in as much peace that I operate in, Wilkes, is because I don't lie to myself.
Oh yeah, you can't
at all.
There's no way.
I operate in such a peace. I know what I am. I know who I am. I know whose I am. Right. I know why I am.
Right. They can't bullshit you when you know the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, even when I go do something that's a setup, I know this shit is set up. I'm going in there willingly.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
You ain't fooling me.
Right. Ain't nothing new here. Yeah. Ain't nothing new.
Yeah.
So anyway, the movie just became what it's intended to be. Second shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is anyway. That was one of, you know, again, we talk about the Fourcast and its organic nature. And in fact, to be perfectly honest with you, I had somebody in Destin ask me, "How did you get started in that?" And I told him this story, you know, how the Fourcast got started and its organic nature. And the organic intent of this show is that, you know what we realized? The movie is just an excuse for us to talk and get to this real deal stuff right here.
Yeah. How many of us, I mean, we've all had moments before we get on the show, weeks, days. I had a moment where I just got finished with my daughter, and I come on here. I mean, you know, A-Trap has stuff going on. We all have had. We come on here, and this is like, this is the highlight of my
week. This is therapy.
Yeah,
this is therapy.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we may not shed no outward tears every week.
Yeah.
But I promise you, it's
Oh, it's
therapy. I
relief.
know it have been. I done seen the look on H-Rap face in minute 3, and seen the look on H-Rap face in minute 1 hour and 3, and they two different people.
Yeah, yeah.
If you were to watch the beginning of the show and the end of the show, you'd think, "Oh, wait a minute, did I switch episodes?" Because his entire demeanor has changed.
Right.
Because the therapy has done what it should be doing. And
right.
when we see some folks think when we trying to promote this kind of stuff, this show, Queen 3 and King, The End of the Bench, whatever the case may be, they think we trying to promote ourselves. I'm trying to promote what this is going to give to you.
Yeah.
Because I know the value in it. Yeah. This ain't about I could. Hey, this is not outcome driven. This is approach driven.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I ain't tripping about this outcome. The approach is right.
Yeah, I mean, I always cry when I get in the car. I mean, I don't know about y'all.
All right. So I didn't want to go off of that because this. Hey, when I say I'm still marinating in it, man, because it's so good, man. I'm telling you, it's why I'm slowing around on even moving around, because it's so powerful and it's so rare and it's so potent to what we need, man. And if I could bottle it up and bathe and baptize these young niggas in it, I would, man. I'm not kidding you, man.
He said, baptize these young niggas.
Hey, Trap, a part of it is realness, though, man. That's as real as I can get. Yeah. But anyway, let me go and get this race, man. I started out as a 4.5. And I finished out as a 5, just simply because, even when we talked about the depth initially, H-Rap, I was only thinking about the depth of the main point of the movie. Mm-hmm. But in essence, there are so many deep points and plots and subplots and landmines all over this place that supersede the main point. So, so again, started at a 4.5, but I am now at a 5. If you think back to the acting, I even thought about Tiana Paris's acting. Think about her acting in this film, and tell me you don't think she did a good job acting. Oh. She is completely believable as that role. I don't. Right. So you don't see her as anybody else except Yo-Yo in this thing. Right. And I just thought it was solid from top to bottom. So again, started as a 4.5. I'm now a 5. Just for the record, IMDb is 6.7 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, this speaks volumes. 93%.
What?
Rotten Tomatoes don't get that kind of rating out.
They don't give nothing.
They don't get that kind of rating out. 93%, and Google follows that up with a solid 92%. Wow. Which may be both of those combined are probably the highest 2 Rotten Tomato and Google scores that we've given any movie that they've given any movie we've reviewed. To be perfectly honest with you, one may have been at a 90 or something like that, or high 80s, but they've not agreed like this in any film that I can remember. Yeah. So again, Tiana Paris, holla at your boy.
All right, and I'll say this first. Perspective did a podcast a couple of weeks ago where it was just men. Doc Latoya was not on there. It was Eric Butler and some other guys, and they got on a topic about does there need to be more black male therapists? And they talked about the issues that us as black men and as white men have, that they're different. But I wanted to bring that up to say the therapy sometimes comes in different ways. What we doing tonight, that's therapy.
Yeah.
So
there you go. There you go. And see, I'm trying to get off of it, man, but it's so. Let me put like this: there's so many dimensions this thing, and I just thought about Wilkes again, and I'm like, Wilkes is mayhem. And guess what? All of us have got a mayhem inside of us that we trying to, just keep tamped down so he don't come destroy this motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we are doing you a favor. Yeah. It's like you need King. See, there's a lot of folks I know look at King Dog and be like, that he too extra, and he doing this crown thing, and he got this big ass truck, and he got these personalized license plates, and he got that's my way of tamping that because I can, just kind of talk crazy on here and be silly and stuff like that. That's my being able to dump a lot of this toxic stuff out. So I don't destroy this motherfucker.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
And so like, therapy comes in different ways, and when we can get together and have moments like this, that's therapy. So
No
salute to
doubt.
you. All right. So
What's
the
up,
Erica
Chris?
Badu at the end singing
Oh, loved
Tyrone.
it.
So
Loved it.
y'all peep
Oh
the
man,
lyrics
that was
change.
nice.
Loved it.
That was nice.
Loved it.
My wife
Loved
had to
it.
tell me that. At first I was like, it's just a regular Tyrone
Yeah,
song.
no, I love
No.
right
Changed
away.
it up. That to me,
Yeah.
it was already a 5. I would say halfway
Yeah.
in because there was so much to it. We could literally do a part 2 of this because we didn't even
Oh,
tap
no
into
doubt.
everything.
No doubt.
And to me, that shows that's a good film. And the pairing of these three, Boyega, Fox, and Parrot,
Great on screen chemistry.
absolutely perfect.
Great on screen chemistry.
Yeah, it was great. I hope they do something else together because they
Yeah.
all kind of just. Well, that's why I said harder they fall.
Yeah.
It
And
just
Boyega's range. I'm saying
Yeah.
Star Wars to this to breaking to
Yeah, we
whatever.
we hadn't talked enough about him.
Not.
Yeah, no.
We haven't talked enough about him.
I am kind of surprised Lakeith Stanfield wasn't in this one. I feel like
It,
this
it would be one right up his alley, wouldn't it? Couldn't you have seen him in some of these roles?
Yeah,
it would have been nice. And so it was a 5 all along for me, 5 from beginning to end. And
Yeah.
you think about the hood, which to me kind of drew a parallel to Bloods and Crips. It was almost like, they came together and basically
There
went
you go.
underground and did
There
it
you
for
go.
the hood.
There you go. Oh, I got distracted. I think Ben, you gave him a shout out. J. Alphonse Nicholson. He's the one who he plays Lil Murda in P Valley too. And he actually plays a homosexual in that.
Yeah.
And when I say dude can act, man,
is that the rapper?
Dude can act, man.
Is that the rapper that shows up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lil Murda, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he did a great job in this. And I want to see more of him out there too, man.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
so
strong brother.
next week, which we pushed it back, we will have Raider Cam on next week to review Dead Presidents, which that's a classic film. I think the Hughes brothers were the ones that directed that.
Yep.
So
I can't wait to watch this again.
Man,
I just enjoyed it so much when it first came out. I cannot wait to watch this again.
Man, that movie was so big.
Yeah. That was Lorenz.
Do we know what network yet?
It's
I
on.
think I have to buy it because it's on like Amazon.
Yeah, it's on a variety, but it's not for free.
YouTube or something. I don't think it's
Amazon, Apple TV.
Like $3.
Hey, bro, you can always get them, them burgers that we had talked about, and bring over here. You don't have to pay for it. I got it already. We can eat these burgers. You can bring a chocolate cake with you.
Hey, I'm down for real.
You hear me, man?
Hey,
he should have been a chocolate
cake.
Yeah. You got to keep your skills up, man. You got to practice,
Yeah, I've been making bacon and cooking everything else. So,
yeah.
All right. So tomorrow on Queen 3 and King.
Whoa, we gonna go with me first? In the demand.
Well, I mean, it's
let's do it the way we do. Do it the way we do it. Let it in the bench.
All right, tomorrow in the bench.
Tomorrow in the bench is about who got the power. The governors, senators, and other people, other elected officials are systematically attempting to strip us of our rights and reduce education. So what we have to do is discover who has the power, and I'm going to talk about that tomorrow.
All right. That'll be at 6 p.m.
What's so funny to me about this is that I know the things that are going to tickle Wilkes in a different way. So when just me saying fight it, like that tickled him in a different way, because it's the nuance of that song. Yeah. Go ahead, Ben. I'll let you completely tell the tomorrow on Queen 3 and the King, since you and AJ are going to be hosting that. So go ahead.
Yes. So it is the 100th episode of Queen 3 and King tomorrow. And this will be a special show, like Doc said. Myself and AJ will be hosting. We'll be talking about some future plans, memories. We'll be asking some specific questions to each one of the queens and king.
Okay.
And Doc does not
they should know
at all.
Yeah, I completely turned this over to Ben and AJ, them being obviously such vital parts of Queen 3 and King from the inception to today. So I thought it was only appropriate. So there's a lot of things in it that I have no idea, so it ought to be fun.
Yep. So that'll be next. That'll be tomorrow at 7. Make sure to tune in on BSU Network. And then the End of the Bench on the End of the Bench Media tomorrow at 6. Make sure
Yeah, and the BS3 Network Awards. Go ahead and make an invitation
right now. There you go. That'll be coming up. Let me take the other. There you go. That'll be coming up on August the 20th at 7 p.m. And it'll be at Macedonia Baptist Church, which is in Fate, Texas. They do their service live at 11 on Sunday. So we will be there August the 20th at 7 p.m. And we are it's approaching, but we are working on details as we speak. We will have some music artists there, some spoken word. We want you guys to come out. We definitely want to have it packed out and want you guys to celebrate with us. So
we will have some BS3 network gear there, some backpacks, some lanyards, some pins, some t-shirts. So come out. I'll bring this little wheel, we can get it spinning and hand out some stuff and whatnot. So, and bring an offering too, so we can bless Macedonia. I'm gonna stand up there and I'm gonna say I'll put the first $3 in here.
Right.
So let's bless them. They're a huge part of BS3 Network, and he opened his doors without question whatsoever. So y'all come on out. Invite your family. We want it to be a big deal. So come on out.
Yep. All right. We appreciate Pastor Dawkins for allowing us to. So we'll be doing that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in church, so I gotta behave a little bit, but I'm gonna meet with him before. Me and being gonna meet with him before and see how much of an envelope I can push.
Yeah. And it will be hosted by Cleo McLean. He's an artist and a soon-to-be comedian. He is funny. So this will be he'll be hosting, and so we'll have some funny moments. You know how we do. If you watch the Fourcast of Queen, 3 and King or any of our shows, we definitely gonna laugh. You get to meet the show host in person. So if you're not in the area or if you're close by, you can definitely come through. We would definitely want to see you and meet you in person. All right, A-Trap, go ahead and close us out.
Well, I'm not gonna close it out how we normally do. My neighborhood took a hit this week. Shout out to the lower north side of Chicago, Old Town. That's what it's affectionately called. I want to send a prayer out to my homeboy Ernest Johnson and the Johnson family.
Amen.
They experienced what is beyond a tragedy this last week. Ernest Johnson's parents were pillars in my community growing up. Everybody knew the Johnsons. Mr. Johnson's funeral was Saturday, and we attended to support our homeboy. And Miss Johnson had a heart attack and passed away.
Oh, no, man.
So I want to send a prayer up for Miss Johnson and Ernest and his sisters and brothers and nieces and nephews and cousins, because my community is close. We rode thick, and it shook us all up. So if you still have your parents, I need you to give your parents a call tomorrow and let them know how much they mean to you, because
they sleep right now. We know that already.
Yeah. Hey, wake them up. Let them cuss you. A person without either parent cussing sound better.
Yeah, that's big, man. Don't it, man?
Man, it's crazy.
That's big.
I really wasn't gonna do it until Wilkes broke down, and it just made me realize, hey man, I needed to say that to everybody.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Call your parents as soon as humanly possible. Let them know how important they are, because that was amazing to me. I did something today. I'm gonna keep it to myself, but I did something today that I said I wouldn't do, and I did it. And I did it because I saw one of my partners. He went through it Saturday, and my crew. Every year we do an annual cookout, and it just happens to be around my birthday every year. This day would be the day before my birthday. And so 3's up, I'll be there.
Yeah.
3's up, TSP in the building at all times. And we'll be celebrating Ern. We'll be celebrating Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. And hey man, call your parents, because hey, talking to somebody who has never met his father due to a tragic death, had an aneurysm and died 4 months before I was born. And I lost my mom. I lost my mom 13 years ago. So if you don't want to end up like me, call your parents, because it go, hey man, one day I got one, put like this, and this is a 2-year period, and I'm gonna be quiet after this. February 2008, I got up and I called my mother and I told her I'm going back to church. September 2010, she was gone. And I told her, hey, Mom, go back to church. She said, when? On your birthday. And she said, I should hang up on you. And my mother's birthday is in December 13th. The 12th, I found out my mother had cancer. So call your mother, call your father. If you got beef with any family members, please.
Squash it.
It ain't worth it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I promise you that 10-month period between telling my mother I was going to go to church and finding out that she had cancer, looking back, it seemed like it was 10 minutes. So, you know, I'm not emotional about it at this point, you know, but I just realized, hey man, when I saw one of the toughest cats I've ever met in my life crack. I'm talking about. Yeah. It was the closest I will ever experience to PTSD. So I need y'all to call y'all parents as soon as humanly possible.
Yeah. Or go by and see them.
Yeah. I'm just close by. At the worst. Yeah, right. At the worst.
Right.
You just never know.
What's up, Paul? But
all right.
But yeah, man. Call your parents. Even get cussed out tonight. Trust me, it's worth it. It's worth it. Because I would do anything to hear my mama say, MF, you know how late it is?
Right.
Because that's what she would say if I call her.
Like, well, this can't wait. So
my mother would say, somebody better be dead.
Right.
That sounds like a black mama right there.
Yeah, somebody better be dead this late. So call
exactly. There better be a bone hanging out.
You're right.
Better be bleeding.
Yeah.
But all right, y'all. We will see you guys next week. Show's coming up tomorrow. BSU Network Awards, August the 20th. This is what we do on the Fourcast, man. We talk about it all the time. It was definitely displayed tonight. So we'll see you guys next week.
It's my last show at 52.
Peace. That's my last.